Hi, I'm Vincent from 888 Solar Tek, and I'm at the base of Minion Falls. And being here, you just realise how precious our environment is and how beautiful it is to experience nature in its pristine beauty. One of the things that's rapidly disappearing in the world is forests, and many people now live in industrialised societies where they can't experience this firsthand anymore. As population grows and time goes on, that's only going to get worse. So to help preserve these natural environments, one of the things we can do is to change the way that we look at energy by generating energy from the sun instead of from fossil fuels. Places like this will not have to be destroyed by things like coal seam gas and other industries. Probably the best way to make a statement about how much you care is to look at going off-grid altogether. Hi, Vincent from 888 Solar Tek. Today I'm going to show you through one of our off-grid systems. Now, this is a system we installed at a client's property at Wilson's Creek. We're supplying a house, a couple of cabins and a large shed and workshop and dwelling. So it's quite a large system for a community power system. We've got enough battery storage, to cover basically a whole day's power, and enough solar panels to produce 3 times what they will use in the average day. So even on cloudy days, you've still got more than enough power to run your home and charge the batteries, and that means there's very little generator use. The basis of our off-grid systems is, for our larger gear, is we're using Schneider electric. This is the inverter which converts battery power to 240 volts and generates enough power to run everything on the property. And these 2 units here are actually connected to the solar panels, and they convert the solar energy into battery power over here. So you've heard of the Tesla Powerwall. This is the Solar Tek wall of power. As you can see, it's pretty impressive. We've got over 20 kilowatt hours of storage in half of the battery bank, so which we cycle normally within the property. The other half of the battery bank is a reserve power system which can be accessed in times when the batteries are low rather than starting a generator. So we can use a little bit more of that instead of starting a generator or burning fossil fuels if we need to. But in most cases we're only using about that much of the battery bank. It will take some very severe weather to get us down to here, and then we have an automatic start for the generator which fires in and powers the system. So we've also got a couple of fail-safes. One is the automatic generator start, the extra power here, but we've also, if we have an equipment malfunction and something goes wrong with the solar gear, you can use the generator to bypass the whole system and power the whole property while a repair happens. So really you've got much more reliable power than you would have if you were on the grid. It's cleaner power. This generates pure sine wave, 240 volt, all the time, never has fluctuations, never goes brownouts or spikes or anything like that. So it's actually better for your appliances than grid power, and it provides continuous power all the time. So when we're planning to do something like this and take people off grid, then we will have a very close look at how much power you're using, and then we're sizing the system so that the investment value and power security are balanced. We don't want to just do one size fits all, so everything's custom built. With the Schneider inverter, this is an XW Plus, which is one of the larger systems. It has the capacity to, for 30 seconds it'll run at 12 kVA, so for engine starts and strong power use for 30 seconds where you need that extra oomph to get things going. Runs at 8.5 kilowatts for half an hour, a continuous, or 6.5 continuously all the time. So it's quite a significant power system. It'll output at 50 amps, so you can run a lot of stuff. That's pretty much the equivalent of what you would be using with grid power. So you don't have to sacrifice, use low voltage appliances or any of that stuff. You can use just normal gear. Try to keep the usage down and economise and make everything energy efficient, of course, with off-grid. But these are a very robust system. These units here, they power up to 5.5 kilowatts of solar on each unit, and these ones are running an array of 11 kilowatts at the moment, so they're both maxed out. If we wanted to add more solar, we can add another unit. If we need more power, we can add another one of these as well. With the battery banks, they're expandable. There is a little bit of room still in some of these enclosures for extra batteries, but normally we just size that according to your power use. Now, I've just had an on-site meeting with the clients. They're not keen to get in front of the camera at the moment, but they're very happy with the system. It's working reliably. They've had no issues with any of the power. It's been continuous and it keeps going. It's pretty much you set it and forget it. It's all automatic. Generator comes on automatically if the batteries ever reach their critical point. Currently, that's never happened. If we're looking at our battery levels at the moment on the control panel, we're almost full and it's only about 11 AM. So plenty of power on a sunny day. But it's built to cover you right up to those points where, if you have 5 or 6 really overcast cloudy days, then you'll still have sufficient power in the system and you may start to get to the point of generator use. It's quite a different way of looking at off-grid, because traditionally they'd have larger battery banks and smaller amount of solar, but that's equivalent to earning less money and having more piggy banks. Whereas actually we get a concession, a rebate for solar panels from the government. So you're better off having a lot more production than paying for more expensive batteries over time. And that way, even on cloudy days, you still produce, because solar's very efficient. It works on light rather than on heat, like solar hot water. So in low light conditions, we're still producing approximately about 1/3 of the power it would on a normal sunny day. So that's really good, because if you have more solar, then you, even on cloudy days, you'll still have enough to run the whole property and also put some charge back in.